name is Kylie Henson, and I lead the learning and content team at Mission. We're responsible for enablement as well as user education. And today I'm going to tell you about the strategy that my team is taking to increase the usage of our learning content through reuse and distribution to build once and teach everywhere. I'll share an example of user education, but I think you can use this for any sort of basic learning that you're building. So first I want to level set on behavior of modern learners. A recent UC California study showed that learners are spending on average only 47 seconds on any screen that they're looking at. So we have very limited time to be reaching people who are doing asynchronous learning. Second, over 77% of ChatGPT uses are searches for information. So people are starting to use ChatGPT as almost a learning or knowledge assistant. And lastly, in a recent qualitative study that we ran on how users are learning about Notion, our product, we found that they're using a very cyclical, multi-channel approach. So they're just going one place to learn or going to YouTube, Community, AI assistants to understand how to use certain tools when they hit a roadblock. So how do we build to meet these trends? The first is building content for reuse. So this is a video that we created for our Notion Academy user education site. It lives in a very traditional learning management system type of learning platform, but it doesn't just live there. We were able to slice the content into a shorter format to be used in product. We shared it on social platforms like YouTube and LinkedIn. We used it for internal enablement. We turned the script into a written guide that was published on our Help Center. So through this in-product placement alone, we were able to almost 5x the usage of this content. Next, we need to think about how we're optimizing for AI. So the first step to this is make sure everything you're creating is in a written format, and it's published in a place where the AI tools that your learners are using can ingest that content. So with some of our internal tools, we actually ran A/B tests. We structured our content in different ways, different headings, bullets, shorter, longer content, and based on what we learned from those tests, we use those best practices on all of our content creation. We also commonly use keywords from our learners to help this content be surfaced by AI more effectively when users are looking for certain things. And last is approaching learning as a product. So you may not realize now as a learning professional, you also need to be a product manager. That's what we're starting to see. Whenever you're building any sort of learning content, you should be analyzing what your audience is looking to learn and where, and then building that content to address those needs and choose formats that fit into those services, and then developing a plan for how it can reach your audience. So this means ensuring the teams who oversee those services that your learners are already using are aware of the content you're creating so you can get it placed there. And in many cases, you may not own those services, so you need to be coming up with proposals of here's what I created, here's how you can use it, and the platform that you own, and doing a lot of networking and advocating for your content. So for example, at Notion, we don't own the product onboarding flow that our new users go through, but we're able to get our content into that flow so we can help more users learn when they actually need it. And then of course, continuing to measure impact, usage, and learn more about your audience and use that in the next content that you're building. So 3 key takeaways. Number 1, build content in a format that can be reused or edited for different services. Create it once, have it live everywhere. Ensure that you're creating written content that can be used by AI models and test to see how it can best be ingested. And lastly, manage and advocate for your learning like a product so you can develop a sort of go-to-market strategy for everything that you're creating. And that is it. Thank you all.